Hello everybody, it is Brony time and welcome back to Let's Play Dual Destinies. Here we are again, deliberating Yuri Cosmos. We've kind of figured out that, Blackwell's sister hates the law, the entire system. Blackwell is definitely desperate to get Starbuck convicted. But, we're kind of arguing over, there's really, no one can really prove that it was the defendant or it wasn't the defendant. So, but right here, we do have the evidence to contradict this because 2 bullets were shot.
Objection!
Oops. Shit, well, not really, Your Honor. I thought maybe you would. Mr. Wright? Uh-oh. Now the judge is mad at me. Maybe I better take another look at the evidence. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots at the figure. I'm gonna try this once more, and if not, I'm gonna reload.
Objection!
Oh, I know what I did wrong. Hold up, hold up. I know what I did wrong, I know what I did wrong. This is the first time I've ever really super struggled here, but I realized I think I was looking at the wrong thing. The bullet doesn't prove 2 shots were fired, the bullet hole does.
Objection!
There we go. Are you sure you were really paying attention to what Detective Arm was doing? You doubt my words! Words that will someday be written down in the history books! Somehow, I don't think that those exact words will ever be written down in any history books. Mr. Wright, could you please explain yourself so that we can all understand? You say that Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots, and yet only 1 bullet hole was ever found at the scene. What? Only 1 bullet hole means the gun was only fired once, yet Director Cosmos is saying Detective Arm fired 2 shots. No editor would allow such a glaring contradiction into a history book. Unfortunately for you, the witness words are true. You confirm that 2 shots were fired from Detective Arm's gun.
Objection!
But there was only 1 bullet hole at the scene. Where did the other bullet hole vanish to? You should know the answer to that already. I should? During the previous trial, a certain oxygen tank was presented as evidence. We have already discussed that it was ruptured in the lounge, have we not? Well, it appears that the thing that ruptured it was a bullet. A bullet that was found near the tank, to be precise. This bullet was fired from a .38 caliber gun. Whoa, wait a minute. That doesn't add up. The same caliber as the detective's gun. What? The rifling marks also match up. There's no question that the bullet was fired from Detective Arm's gun. Rifling marks. They're like a gun's fingerprints on a bullet, correct? Examining the rifle marks on a bullet can tell us the gun it was fired from. One of the bullets the detective fired found its way into the holographic image display. The other bullet came to a stop near the victim's oxygen tank. The evidence confirms the director's statement that the detective fired 2 shots. My beautiful contradiction. Gone. All gone. So that bullet hole is from a .38 caliber, huh? Better update the record. Come on, Phoenix, think. Very good. Now we know the fate of both the shots Detective Arm fired. Mr. Wright, does that clear up all your questions? Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots. One hit the holographic display and the other hit the oxygen tank. Does that really clear up everything about what happened to the scene? No, it doesn't. No, Your Honor, it doesn't. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots from a .38 caliber gun. But that doesn't explain the existence of a certain piece of evidence found at the scene. A piece that points to the existence of a 3rd person. Oh? Very well, but it won't do to keep us waiting, Mr. Wright. What piece of evidence suggests the possibility of a 3rd person at the scene? The 10 caliber bullet.
Take that!
And what is this metal pellet supposed to be? Just a little something of great importance we found at the crime scene, Your Honor. You found it where? In a floor gutter at the crime scene. It looks like the police and the prosecution both missed it. Furthermore, this is a 10 caliber bullet, making it much smaller than one of Detective Arm's .38 calibers. That means... Exactly. One more person must have been there in the lounge. A 3rd person who had a gun that could fire a 10 caliber bullet. Grr! And if that's true, it explains why Detective Arm fired warning shots. The 3rd person fired at Detective Arm and Director Cosmos with their gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos? Ha ha ha! It looks like you deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us. What's this now? What? You never breathed a word of any of this to me before. Ha ha ha! Well, all great men have a secret or two. Don't you know? He is gonna fucking kill you. Foolish old geezer. So Director Cosmos really has been hiding the presence of a 3rd person all along. Director Cosmos, I want you to testify to the court about what you really saw. You may be a very great man, but in my courtroom you are just another witness. You won't receive special treatment here. Now please give accurate testimony. Detective Arm and I rushed to the control room together. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room, and Taran on the floor. We were still in the control room to the east where the figure fired at us. Given that there was no 3rd person in the lounge when the witness entered it, does that mean this person who fired the gun had to have been the defendant? Not necessarily. It's still possible that it was someone else. Most likely, as soon as Detective Arm and Director Cosmos arrived this person, they escaped through the southern door, the one that didn't have a security lock.
Objection!
Double-edged swords are a tricky lot. Mishandle one and it is you who is cut down. Huh? Your reasoning could apply if Space Boy were the killer as well. Think about it. After being discovered, he could have fired the 10 caliber gun. Detective Arm would have responded by firing 2 warning shots. All he had to do was feign unconsciousness to event the possibility of a 3rd person. Now it makes sense why she fired at all.
Objection!
But Mr. Starbuck didn't have a gun in his possession when he was found by police. Nor has a gun been found at the crime scene. Its absence can only be explained if there was a 3rd party who took it with them. Recall the existence of a trash chute in the bowling lounge. The defendant could have simply thrown the gun down the chute. But you can't deny the possibility of a 3rd person leaving with a weapon. It's up to you to prove that possibility. But I trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence. What evidence? Why, the detonator switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, naturally. The most compelling evidence of all that tells us he is the culprit. Ah, I did forget all about that. Look, Your Baldness, how deliciously obvious it is that they lack the evidence to rival mine. Wow, he sliced our third-person theory to ribbons and served it to us just like that. Yes, well, I have a question of my own, actually. The bullet that mysterious figure shot, what did it hit exactly? It hit me. So does that mean you're a ghost? I was wondering when you would realize it, Your Baldness. Director Cosmos is an authentic, bona fide ghost. He can even pass through walls. Ah!
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, shame on you for teasing the nice old gentleman. Your Baldness, it was all in jest. Please show yourself again. Are you sure? In that case, how did you manage to survive being shot, Director Cosmos? Haha, I'm glad you asked. It was a miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet hit my glorious Medal of Honor, whereby it ricocheted, thus saving my life. What? That's unbelievable. I have to check this out. Oh, wow, look at that. There's one extra Galaxy star. The odds are literally astronomical. I guess it really was a miracle. It's beginning to really feel like the Cosmos is watching out for Director Cosmos. But why did you conceal this information, Director Cosmos? A great man such as myself has to hide things on occasion, no matter how much it hurts. So I can brag. It is the plight of the truly great. It may be hard for this generation to understand. I don't know, but it sounds fishy to me. What else is he hiding? Let's just cross-examine him and see what we can find out. Now then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Objection!
Director Cosmos, I believe you are telling this great court a glorious lie. Great man like me, tell a lie. Have you ever heard of such a thing in all of history? Yes, several times. My accusation is based on the positions of the people who were in the lounge. According to your testimony, you and Detective Arm were near the control room door, and the mystery figure was standing in the middle of the boarding lounge. If, as you say, the figure fired a gun at you from this position, then the bullet would have traveled in this direction. However, we found the 10 caliber bullet here. Oh! This trajectory and where the bullet was actually found contradict each other. Director Cosmos, where were you really when you were being shot at? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the human merry-go-round.
Objection!
Don't tell me you've forgotten already. Didn't the witness himself just tell you? The bullet hit his medal? Of this, there is no mistake.
Objection!
Sorry, But in that case, the bullet should have been found near the east side of the room. Are you trying to say that you can explain this inconsistency? Of course. I didn't think so. What? Oh, great Director Cosmos. Yes, is there something you'd like me to expound upon? You were in fact not in the control room to the east, were you? You were looking into the lounge from the door to the south, is that not right? Oh, what are you getting at? Use your own brain. Your head must have some other use than housing that bird's nest. Bird's nest? Why does everyone pick on my hair? Director Cosmos and the detective witnessed the scene from the southern door. The killer fired at them there, and that is why the bullet was found in the south. Ah, that makes some sense, actually. Also, the witness being at the southern door is rather favorable for the prosecution. Huh? I've got a bad feeling about this. How about it, Director, if you don't tell the truth this time? Yikes! His handcuffs! You will become rust upon my sword. I relish the chance to cut down a great man. Alright, I'll tell the truth. Just put your sword away. You are correct. I, the great Jerry Cosmos, was looking into the room from the southern door. What? That's the complete opposite of all the testimonies given so far. And now you have lost your possibility that a third person was in the room. I have? How? They couldn't have escaped if they were standing there. The director and the detective were near the southern door, meaning the killer couldn't have escaped through there. Western door required print recognition. The corridor beyond was filled with smoke. The only escape route left was the eastern control room door. And the only way to get through there was with Director Cosmos' fingerprints. In short, there would be no escape for any third person had there been one. That third person just disappeared. Like in one of Trucy's magic tricks. Order in the court. Director Cosmos, why did you tell such an outrageous lie? You were covering for the defendant, isn't that right? Yes, it was all for the love of my men. If I said I was in the eastern control room, it would mean the culprit could have escaped through the southern door. It would have meant that there could have been a third person. All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route for a third person. A convoluted lie. Was he really covering for the defendant? I doubt it. I think he was covering for himself. I think he did it. Looks like we've come to a conclusion. In the defense argument, the possibility of a third person has crumbled. No! It's over. Yikes. Ed is about to hand down his verdict. Think, Phoenix, think. It's the perfect time to try and turn my thinking around. The third person had no way of escaping the scene. And what if one of the people at the scene was this third person? Wait, what if the whole premise is all wrong? Director Cosmos said that he and Detective Arm rushed to the scene together. What if that premise isn't true? What if one of them reached the scene before the other one? If that person entered the lounge, then they would be the third person. The defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim and shot at the director. There doesn't appear to be any room for argument against these claims. I will now render my verdict. Please wait, Your Honor. There is still one possibility. Oh, this had better be good, Mr. Wright. There is only one person who could have escaped from the scene. That person would be the first person who arrived on the scene. Then upon entering the boarding lounge, the second person to arrive came via the southern door. That's why the first person fled from the room. using an escape route that was accessible only to them. Very well, let's hear more about this theory. Who is the one person who could have escaped from the boarding lounge?
Take that!
What? But that's... Mr. Wright, what are you claiming here? Of all the people who were at the scene only the witness could have escaped. The director is the only one with the authority to open the control room door after all. But that means... Exactly. The true identity of the third person is our current witness, Director Yuri Cosmos. What? Order the court. I say, Mr. Wright, you'll explain yourself in more detail. I assert that the Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Arm, and entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Arm arrived after that and saw a suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. And that's why she fired those 2 warning shots. I've been hit on the starboard side! Captain Wright! It's a direct hit on the enemy ship, sir. A magnificent shot. Warning shots fired from the enemy ship. Prepare to intercept. Cosmos, you have told a lie in this court once again. I've been hit! I've been on the port side! The enemy has called in reinforcements! Alert to Cosmos Control Center, requesting permission as that you return to reality. My ship will not go down to anything less than the ultimate weapon of evidence. But I do have evidence. In fact, you could say that your battleship bears its scar. If Director Cosmos is the third person Aurora Blackville saw, to return the detective fighter warning shots. Director Cosmos must have been the one who fired the 10 caliber gun. When Detective Arm discovered him in the lounge, it only makes sense that he would have turned and shot at her, therefore. The evidence on the director's body is of a different kind of relevance than before. Once we compare it against another piece of evidence, the mark that you received from the third party will be proof we need. To prove that you were the one there in the lounge. Brace for further impact! Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one in the lounge. The bullet. Because if it hit the badge, maybe we could test that.
Take that!
38 caliber bullet found on the floor at the scene didn't hit the oxygen tank. It hit Director Cosmos' metal. If we have that ricochet mark on the metal analyzed, I'm sure the caliber will match up. And if the mark proves to be from a 38 caliber bullet, it will prove that you were the third person we've been looking for. The bridge is destroyed! Losing altitude! All hands abandon ship! If that's true, then what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank? It was the 10 caliber bullet. In other words, it was the bullet fired by Yuri Cosmos. Isn't that right, Director? No, you got it all wrong! What? The engines have started again? It's a miracle. I'm not going down yet. Witness, stop this at once and confess the truth. If you don't want the history books to say that a great man was a great liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth. Are you giving me orders? Me, the great director of the Cosmos Space Center? Yeah, but the cosmos revolves around me! Someone get me off this thing! Order in the court, and will someone please stop the witness from spinning? Thank goodness we're able to stop him from spinning off the face of the earth. While he was twirling, I took the liberty of running an analysis on the mark in the metal, which was made by a 38 caliber bullet, matching it with the size of Detective Arm's firearm. Are you ready to confess the truth, witness? No! You got it all wrong! This is just a misunderstanding! Is he going to start piling on more lies? Looks like it. No matter how many lies he tells, I'll just expose them one by one. I'll make that big liar tell the truth. Director Cosmos, a new possibility has been presented by the defense. They're claiming that you were this third person. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. So the great pioneer of space development is revealed to be just another fabulous cur. I only have one question for the likes of you. Shall they send you off quickly or very quickly? The evidence doesn't lie, Director Cosmos, so don't try to talk your way out of this. Fine, I'll tell the truth. It's all just as you say, Mr. Wright. It is true that I was there, in the boarding lounge. I got there before Detective Arm, and when she arrived, she fired warning shots at me. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped to the control room. I then went past the elevators and all the way to the boarding lounge 1 again. I came up behind Detective Arm and pretended to be the second on the scene. What a troublesome old man you are, with such convoluted deeds and thoughts. I see. So then, are you still insisting that you did not kill the victim? Of course I am. When I arrived at the lounge alone, I saw the true killer. The great Yuri Cosmos was a history-making witness. Now hold on just one moment. We just proved a few minutes ago that the third person that Mr. Starbuck and Mr. Aurora Blackwell saw was you. No, it wasn't me. I saw the person as well. If I were the killer, why would I lie to cover for Starbuck? I would just leave him to take the fall. That is an excellent point. Well, it makes some sense if he told those lies to come from Mr. Starbuck. Still, a lie's a lie, Athena. So Director Cosmos claims he's not the culprit, but where's the proof? I just remembered! I have an alibi! Miss Blackwell said that she saw the killer at 10 a.m., correct? Yes, and? Well, I was on the 4th floor helping with the evacuation effort. Ask any number of the staff you like. They'll corroborate me. The director is not fibbing to the court for once. I confirm that he has an alibi for the time specified. So, you're claiming that Miss Blackwell saw the killer commit the crime at 10 a.m. But you arrived at the lounge after that? Yes, I believe the person I saw is the same person that Miss Blackwell saw. Though it was pitch black, so it was more of a shadowy figure and less of a person. I couldn't actually see their face, but it was definitely the silhouette of an earthling. As long as he has an alibi, we can't very well claim Director Cosmos was the killer. No, we can't. Then again, maybe we don't need to yet. Wonder if he was really covering for Mr. Starbuck. Your Honor, the defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw. Very well. Director Cosmos, your testimony, please. And we will get into that testimony next time on Dual Destinies. Alright, so here we go. We have another turning point in the case. Will be interesting to see where this one goes. But, until then, thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to any time for more content, especially more Dual Destinies. Also, make sure to share this video far and wide so we can get as many eyes on the series as possible. I will see you all next time.